intense through the mic.
That's so loud. Welcome to King's Cross. Wow, so we've been on quite a journey over this podcast.
Oh, wow.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah, it's been such a roller coaster ride. It's so fun. It's been really heartwarming, really emotional, incredibly touching. I felt all of the feelings.
And we wanted to come back here where the podcast began, outside Houseman's bookshop in King's Cross in London, which is actually the ground floor of the building where Switchboard originally was in the basement and in the offices above Houseman's bookshop.
Yeah, I think it's so nice to be back here at Houseman's bookshop and just imagine all of those volunteers in the basement in 1974 scrawling away as the phones started to ring off the hook. Yeah, it gives me a real sense of perspective on the journey that we've been on so far.
What are the stories that stand out to you, Tash?
There's two particular highlights for me. Elaine and Lynn's story. Not only them talking about meeting in gateways, but that it made them feel like home and that they found each other. I found that really emotional.
That was in episode 2, wasn't it? Huddled together in a corner about nightlife.
That's right, yeah.
Remember, they were fast dancers and then the music changed.
Yeah, but
And I looked around and you looked at me and we danced to Willow.
We did. I must just say as well, Lynn had a ginormous handbag because she obviously didn't realise gay women didn't carry great big handbags.
I had a fur jacket as well, didn't I?
I blocked that out, I think.
Another highlight for me is Suzanne educating us on what a separatist household would be like, and I especially loved the idea of walking through the door and smelling the lentil soup being cooked by the lesbians before they had a heart-to-heart about how they were really feeling.
If you were to just come into the separatist household, say, just walk in the door, you might find a bunch of women cooking lentil soup because we were pretty much vegetarian. We also used to have consciousness-raising sessions where we all used to tell the truth.
You could probably get lentil soup somewhere around here now, around King's Cross.
Yeah,
It's sort of like a gentrified dish.
Yeah.
And now that King's Cross is gentrified. I think my highlights, if that's the right word, were the stories that were about the police and their actions against men who had sex with men. For me, it's just something that really stands out, is those stories of those men who were arrested for finding other men to have sex with in a public toilet, maybe because they just couldn't find anywhere else to go.
This is a logbook entry from July 21st, 1975. Caller rang to inform us that there is a definite purge on Holland Walk. 8 people arrested Friday night.
These 2 policemen came in and they arrested me and I was fined £20. How many times had they arrested people in that toilet over the last 12 months? And they said 500. So clearly it was their little honeypot.
I found that really kind of difficult to listen to and to interview the people who went through that, actually.
I was an Indian kid growing up in East London in the 60s and 70s when the National Front were marching through Ilford High Road.
I started my transition around 1980. I went through the transition within 2 years, which is really unusual. After my transition, I could be me.
In a plastic bag so that 2 sets of feet couldn't be seen when somebody else got in. And then you had sex.
Bending down in front of this cucumber and we waved it around his bottom.
We had a lot of fun in those days.
I ended up running the first lesbian sex toy mail order business in the UK. Actually, double-ended dildos were shit at that point because they were rigid.
Of the people that we've interviewed, at the end of the interviews, I've always felt really, really touched with what they've shared with me and with us for this podcast, and that is, without sounding too cheesy, such a gift.
So we would love to make a season 2, right? Are you in for that, Tash?
Hell yeah.
Which would cover the next few years in Britain's LGBT history, still using the notes written in the logbooks of Switchboard, probably the period from 1982 onwards to the late 80s, early 90s.
You know, in order to do that, we will need to get some funding. So if anyone out there is interested in helping us or getting involved, or if you would like to share your story with us for season 2, please do get in touch.
Okay, great. Let's go have a look what they've got in the bookshop these days.
Okay. Okay?
Yeah. The Logbooks is produced by Shivani Dave, Adam Smith and Tash Walker, in partnership with Switchboard, the LGBT plus helpline.
If you think other people would like the Logbooks, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. These ratings and reviews really help others to discover the show. You can send us your feedback and stories to hello@thelogbooks.org.
Our music is by Tom Foskett Barnes, and our artwork is by Natalie Doto.
Thanks to Steph Dickers and team at the Bishopsgate Institute,
the folks at Acast,
Gareth Mitchell at Imperial College London,
the staff and volunteers at Switchboard,
and all the contributors who shared their stories. 45 years on, Switchboard continues to take phone calls from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day. If you're affected by any of the issues in this podcast or need to discuss anything to do with gender identity or sexuality, you can call Switchboard on 0300 330 0630. Email chris@switchboard.lgbt or instant message via switchboard.lgbt, where you can also donate money or time to help.